Each fact that most people may not be aware of about Juneteenth is that the celebration dwindled for several decades after it was started initially. Now, the reason wasn't that people were no longer interested in celebrating freedom. Of course, they were interested. But as Slate eloquently put it, it is difficult to celebrate freedom when your life is defined by oppression on all sides. That's what Slate said, and that is true. And it reminds me of the children of Israel when more than 700 years before Christ they were taken to Babylon. And as they sat by the rivers of Babylon, they wept and they said, "How can we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? How can they be happy when they are in captivity?" So the same thing would have applied to the African Americans in Texas and elsewhere. How could they celebrate freedom when all around them they could see oppression? And we know that during the Jim Crow era, there was so much oppression. So the idea of celebrating freedom, or celebrating Juneteenth, didn't make much sense because all around them there was oppression. It was not until the early 1960s when Martin Luther King, during scheduled his Poor People's March to coincide with Juneteenth that same day, that the celebration, the holiday was revived because the participants in the Poor People's March on that day, June 10th, went back to their various states and the holiday began in various states in the South. So that's when and how the celebration was reborn and revived.